Welcome to State of the Matters. I am Kasitoni, joined by our analyst Kings Ojalo. Today, we'll bring you the latest breaking news across Nigeria, from urgent update to insightful analysis. We'll guide you through the stories that matters most. Now let's get started. DSS arrests suspect in a door attack on Peter Obi. Igbo elders seek immediate freeze on Onitsha market demolition. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll dive into the discussion proper. Stay with us. It's a pleasure having you on set again, Ojalo.
It's always my pleasure being here, Cassie, and it's another good time where we will discuss another interesting, top stories arriving all over the country again.
All right, talking about interesting stories all over the country, we've seen that the DSS have arrested a suspect named Udemesonde Stephen, believed to be linked to the attack on the 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi and some other ADC chieftains in Benin, Edo State. Now, we could recall that this attack was carried out on Peter Obi on the 24th of February 2026,
yes,
where he and the team actually narrowly escaped death from this guy. Now, this guy made a post. That's said suspect. He made a post on his social media handle, that is X to be precise. He said, "We won Obi against his entrance into Edo State, but he mistook our results to his obedient online noise. Thank his stars he survived this one. I learned he's going to my river state. No wahala. Now my men go handle that one, and them know they miss target. Speak no peace to a bastard and wish him no long life, for his destined to die one." Now, do you think that just an ordinary, let me not use that phrase, an ordinary, do you think just a social media post is enough to convict this guy that he's actually the suspect behind this attempt assassination?
Of course, I think he really deserved the apprehension of the DSS, because from that statement which you just read and clarified just now, you could see that was a very, very high interrogative statement, enough to suspect an individual behind such attack. Looking at from what he said, that thank his star that he escaped such thing, and he is going to River State, and from what you said, that now my state he go. Now my men, that statement alone, now my men go face him this time. So you should know that, and I think from this provocation of Stephanie with his ex handle, it shows that indeed Stephen, thank you. It shows that indeed he will definitely know one or two activities that pertains to that attack in Edo State. Come on, even if you are insane. Even if you are insane, and okay, from what it is, is a suspect. Even if someone is insane, I think you shouldn't just go on social media
and make such
a statement or pronunciation against an incident that the whole federation
and even if he's innocent, that particular post will pin him down, because he can't escape it, because that's an evidence.
A whole lot of individuals take this social media for granted. I don't know if you understand. That is why in most countries, before you are being employed in an organization like the USA, your profiles, your social media profile must be checked, must be previewed. They don't even need your CV. They don't even use any credentials. They check your social media platform to see your reputation and to see your personality. Now, imagine this kind of a person now is being viewed through his social media. How do you describe him? So definitely, even if he's not, at least from this social media, see, to cut the story short, I think this guy, Stephen or Stephanie, whatever I call himself, should be asked questions. You understand? From that statement alone, this is a full infantry that look, this guy must be behind the situation that happened. So let us wait. Let us see full enforcement of the DSS. Kudos to the Department of State Service, that is the DSS, who apprehended it. It shows that indeed they are following up. But I still want to call on the DSS. I think this effort that was used on this individual, if they can, use these same efforts to really apprehend the full suspect that was involved. This is just an individual, and it's still, it has not still be, how will I say it? It has not fully be clarified that he is indeed behind the activities that happened that day. So I think it is best for the DSS, this effort that was used to interrogate and also used to investigate on this written words on this guy's X handle, if they can also use it to be able to interrogate others who are involved, because they are kingpins, people behind it. What I mean, people behind it, people who organized it, sponsors. If they can really dig deep into this matter, definitely,
and he's just an ordinary school teacher somewhere in Port Harcourt.
Yes, here in Rivers State, his old hometown, the way he claimed him to be from. Now, what I'm trying to say in essence is this shouldn't be the end of it. You understand? One thing about our security forces and security institution, when one person is being apprehended, it looks as if the case is totally absorbed. But no, what I urge the DSS and any other security agencies or any other security armed force is to please dig deep into it, because that is a very serious matter. You understand? From the look of things, that is to say that from this statement this guy made,
there's more to it.
There's more to it, and it's as if, they wanted Peter Obi dead.
And perhaps he may not be the only one working on this. He may have other people that are engineering, because
that is
someone like that will not have that guts to carry out an attack on another person. So perhaps he may be paid, offered a huge sum of money.
That is what apart from being paid or offered huge sum of money, we are talking about the kingpin behind this situation, the individual who really sponsored them, who really gave them that go ahead. And from the look of from what this guy said, you could see that he's not alone. He's like a loyalist to, you understand, to Edo State officials. That is, he is supporting those who are in politics in that state. You understand? And if you could recall, let me state it back. He said something that really struck me. That is, we warned you, saying that we warned you. That is, we warned Obi against his entrance into Edo State. You could recall who first of all made that statement.
That was the Edo State Governor Mebolo,
saying that your coming to Edo State, your security is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
That is, he is not saying we warned you against entering Edo State, but he mistook it. He mistook our resolve to his obedience online. So that is to say, he's also in conjunction with,
hence the reason why I said he's not working alone.
The state political officials.
That's why I said he's not working alone. And it will surprise you that the brain behind all of this, he would not want to spill.
Exactly.
Because these people, they don't spill easily. Don't.
I think when he's fully interrogated on what I mean, that is, when he's fully tortured, definitely he will speak out. I think this is, this should be a sound warning to those who are involved in thuggery. The rate at which thuggery is now being used and carried about, most especially by our government officials in Nigeria. It's not just only in Edo State. It happened in Ondo State. There was a video clip that was unraveling the whole internet. It happened in Ondo State, where APC was conducting, I think, their primary election, and thugs also was mobilized to destroy that party. I think one of the state governor relative, was injured at that process. It's not just Edo State. People say, oh, that's where Edo people be. No, it's happening all over Nigeria. And the worst part of this, government officials are most of the time, sponsoring these thugs to carry out drastic actions and drastic move to disrupt one or two activities, governing most political affairs in our country. And we should be thoroughly looked into, or else it will become a made thing that, any political affairs that is, occurring in any state there must be a talk that must be sponsored by the high political or governmental officials of a particular state or of a particular region. So I think this should be a sound warning to those who are offering themselves to political high stakeholders, for them to use them anyhow to start disrupting our economic system of Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much. Away from that to Anambra State, we'll recall that the governor of Anambra State, Soludo, has been going about doing some demolition of a lot of things and shutting down so many marketplaces. Now, the elders in council of the Anambra State, they've come out to ask the governor to stop the demolition of shops. We're talking about over 10,000 shops that he's demolishing, and you know how this can be to livelihood. People's lives are dependent on this shop.
Exactly.
Schools, children who are in schools, and demolition of this shop will cause a whole lot of things. To cause hardship in the state, it will make people to go into different kinds of habits. It will increase insecurity, because when you don't have something you're doing, you want to do anything and everything just to survive. So what do you have to say about this?
First of all, yes, we know the governor has a good ambition to modernize the market. You know, he said he's trying to make it like that of Taiwan. He wants to make it a market of
modern market.
Modern market. So, you know, similar to that of Taiwan. But here is the thing. Like now, if you can recall the other time I mentioned of, there are other activities the state governor should really focus on. There are so many other infrastructure that are not dealt with, that have not been addressed in the state, that is really, really drowning the economy of Anambra, that the state governor should, you know, look into. You understand? We know that, yes, the sit-at-home ultimate he has made, you know, and asking the citizens to cooperate with him in that aspect, to obey resumption of market and sales activities and disobeying that sit-at-home movement, we know is a good one. But rather still, I think the state government still need to look at other amenities that is affecting the well-being of people of Anambra, you understand? And give this sit-at-home or market activity or whatever to another high stakeholder that will carry on. There are other things you should focus your attention on. Okay, now, this market closure now, and, you know, which demolition of approximately 10,000 shops are owned by people, are owned by traders. Imagine destroying, just like example, going to Lagos now, you say you want to destroy the whole of Alaba. What do you think will happen to the economy of Lagos? You understand? I'm not saying Alaba is the only market in Lagos, but this is one prominent market in Lagos that without this market, it will be difficult for the system or the economy of Lagos.
The same thing applicable to the Onitsha market, because it's been existing for a very long time.
So I think I'm not trying to condemn the state governor, but what I'm trying to say is that I think there should be a dialogue. Find another means in which you can use to resolve this issue rather than totally demolish it. At least think about the effect it will cause those who are benefiting from this.
You should think of the states first. You should think of the states, because it will cause economic crisis in the states and insecurity. Imagine
and
you
should
not
also
having
realize
what
that
to
this
do.
is a punitive measure that we, you know, that we really is, you know, this is a means of a punitive measures because of the sit-at-home, you know, activities and thereby. That is what I also see here. It seems the governor is trying to use this means to punish them, because probably
they refuse to adhere to the no more sit at home.
But you should also know that, look, it takes time for people who are used to a certain
new
kind
change
of system to adjust, you understand? Now, and I think this aspect of demolishing the market soonest is going to cause so many economic run. It's going to, you know, there will be a relocation timeline. How do those, okay, giving them 14 days, where do you want them to start from? Where do you want them to start
and most of them must have invested so much. They must have invested another money into the same business.
That is what I'm saying. You know, giving them a little limit of 14 days, it's not going to go anywhere. You understand? Where do you expect them? And this is an environment that these traders are highly used to. You understand? Where they highly get their customers, where they've attached, you know, half of their life into, invested so much in, and you think it will just be easy. I think there should be a huge time rate given to them for them to be able to put things in order, rather than giving them a soonest means of, you know, relocating for the demolition. It's going to cost a whole lot of things. So I'm calling on the dear governor of Anambra State, Governor Soludo. Yes, we know you are doing a good work, and we know you want the economy of Anambra to be boosted regularly, like probably like that of Lagos, and you want to make a modernized market like that of Taiwan. We know about that, but at the long run, a huge long time rate should be given to these people for them to make amends. kudos to the United
Elders
Igbo
in
Elders.
Kanye.
That is, we're looking at the UNEC, that is United Elders, United Igbo Elders Council, you know, calling on him right now, and it's a good one for them, trying to make sure he addresses it properly rather than taking a strict actions. We are talking about human lives, for instance. We are talking about where people get their resources from, their daily bread from. So if you come and quench it because you are trying to create a standard market, it will really cause, you know, it will cause great hunger, you know, at this time around. Okay, look at what is happening in Lagos now, and look at how people are suffering, you know, being pursued from their actual domestic vicinities where they are used to for a long time, where we were talking about decades, we are talking about years. All of a sudden, the Lagos state government came about a certain plan that they might not even, that these people who have been chased away from their vicinities might not even benefit from. You know, that is uncalled for. You know, using the means of, you know, trying to renovate, trying to develop, trying to inaugurate authentic ideas that citizens might not really be used to, using that means to chase people away and pushing them to the streets, making them look, how would I put it now, making them look like beggars. You know, it's uncalled for. I think our leaders and our political high stakeholders, before any, you know, before you try to, you know, make demolitions, before you try to renovate a certain vicinity for people, I think there should be certain things, amenities put in place first. Example, Soludo is trying to demolish this market. I think it should create a venue for them to manage for some certain period of time. After renovating, after total construction or whatever, you bring them back rather than, you know, giving them 14 days to go and start looking for an unknown destination for them to restart their business that might not profit their business and help them in terms of their well-beings.
You know, we'll wait for the final decision on the 16th
Of course, but from what I'm seeing on all of this, it will definitely end up tall. You know, you will, just mark my word, Cassie, you will start seeing unnecessary protests in that state, and people will start living the life they expect not to. Just like what is happening in Lagos. Look at the Makoko and also the demolitions that happened in Makoko recently. Where are those people who were chased away from their vicinities? Nowhere to be found. And it's really causing great, you know, is causing, you know, the human, their well-being to be astonished and living in great penury, how will I put it down? And which I am calling on the governor of Anambra State to please look into properly before you take such drastic action.
All right, thank you so much, Ajalo. And that's it for today's edition of State of the Matters. To you, analysts,
it's
a pleasure always
having you. Thank you for having me, and it's my pleasure being here.
And to you, my viewers, thank you for tuning in. And I am Cassie Tony, reminding you to stay focused, stay engaged, and stay ahead on this channel as we'll bring you more breaking news from Nigeria. It's a bye for now.